Welcome to the always magic, never boring Erste FC Union Berlin highlights show brought to you live from the Stadion an der Alten Försterei. Almost. It's all smiles here on your own eye. We've had the best weekend. Not only did both our men's and women's teams win at home, but they did so in temperatures soaring to an almost tropical 5 degrees on Saturday. Let's get this party started. OK, we'll get there. First, the women had to go to the Black Forest, football side best known as the godforsaken home of ticks and isolation, to play high-flying SC Freiburg. Fortunately, Anna Weiss was well prepared and almost took the back off the net with her astonishing opener after 15 minutes. Ooh, that was so good. I think we should see it again. DJ, do your thing.
Deutlich überlegen war am Ende, aber dennoch verlor. Und hier der Treffer zum 1:0. Anna Weiss, die Außenverteidigerin.
After the disappointment of Jena, the women were fantastic. Could have been 2 up were it not for the slightest of margins as Dina went to nutmeg goalkeeper Rebecca Adamczyk. And though Freiburg drew level with only minutes to go, and OK, maybe it was a penalty when Kara caught Svenja Folmi in the 93rd minute, but they've been on the end of enough tough luck this season already. They're allowed 1. They held on for a vital, huge, massive point. But a bizarre feedback loop that saw simultaneous away games overlapping like a speed-fueled Christopher Trimmel down the right. Happy birthday, Skipper. Had already kicked in by that point with the men travelling to Hamburg for our first trip there since Joshua Mies and Suleiman Abdullahi scored in a 2-2 draw back in the Zweite Bundesliga, whatever that is. After a great start, Leopold Querfeld, eschewing the Panenka this time, put his penalty away without the slightest doubt to make it 1-0 for Union. After that, though, it seemed like the only thing worth celebrating was their pre-game announcement of Kevin Keegan's birthday.
And it looks like I'm falling all over again.
Jesus, that was horrible. And it was only made worse by seeing his former side score 3, broken up only by this brutal crossbar rattler from the homecoming king Derek Kern. It was all set up for a wild final phase with Union battering Hamburg, all hands on deck, that saw substitute Oliver Burke put his pinpoint header back across goal for Andrei Ilic to head home in the 89th minute. OK, we need to talk about Andrei. All season long he's been a titan up top with his back to goal with 7. He has the 4th highest assists in the league, but in front of it he's been utterly without luck. This was a delight, and we couldn't be happier to see him get this particularly annoying monkey off his back. Back in, meanwhile, in Berlin, we were dealing with the news that Eileen Perser, mastermind of the women's promotion and scourge of the AI translator, will be stepping down as women's head coach at the end of the season to take over at the academy. Alien poetry. A former captain, Eileen is as Union as they come, as the old phrase goes. She bleeds red and red. Well, thank God she's staying. The youth of Berlin are safe in her hands. And Friday saw her women's side back at home against Köln, themselves pushing for a point in the top 3, but Union had a point to prove and they raced out of the traps, taking the lead through Dina, who skipped onto a slack back pass and passed Irina Fuchs with the poisoned balance of a Kazakh figure skater. It was never in doubt, and only minutes later Dina was certain she'd scored a beauty, only to see it denied for offside. Though, as we're in the spirit of the Winter Olympics, I'd have let it stand on artistic merit alone. After the guests equalised, you'd have to be either a fool or a liar to say you weren't getting nervous, but Eileen Campbell is neither of those, and she tapped into her Northern Irish roots, channeling George Brest when she ran onto Sophie Vidal's pass to make it 2-1 with the finest of finishes. But that's not it. Yes, fittingly in a week where the headlines were depressingly dominated by the war on drugs, Bayer Leverkusen came to town. Music, maestro. All right, that was a cheap shot. But we hadn't beaten Leverkusen at home since 21. That was soon to change, however. Care of a certain Rani Khedira. Not since Noel Gallagher had to get Oasis back together has a little brother proved so important. He once scored 4 in a season for Augsburg. Now he's got 5 for Union already, and it's still only February. And courtesy of a wonderful defensive performance from Leo, Danilo and Stanley, they rode out the rest of the game for a fabulous win. And what a joy it was. And that is that. The men are in 9th, the women are in 9th. The sun, Well, it'll be out again soon enough, so get your t-shirts out and your sunglasses on as the women go off on a well-deserved international break with more players called up than ever before, while the men face a trip to Gladbach on Saturday, their heads held high. We'll be back, of course, to tell you all about it. See you in a fortnight.